Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our first podcast of 2026. Today, I am joined by two amazing women who are powerhouses in the bridal industry. We have Nia Dynasty, who's an amazing makeup artist, and Katarina Maria, who is an amazing hairstylist. So we're going to be talking to them today. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hello, thank you for having us.
So excited. So I want to give you both an opportunity to answer this, but take me back, since now you're working together, but individually, how did you get into the hair industry and become a hairstylist?
Well, for me, it was a passion as a little child. I think for both, knowing us now. It was just a passion. I was young, and then I went to beauty school as a hobby, and then I never stopped doing that. But of course, I had to go to college. I had to just choose a career. But somehow, life brought me back into that, and I just stopped going to college and doing hair. And then I had ups and downs. I had a long break.
Sure.
I was a homestay mom. And then I went back to work exactly when I met Katarina.
Sounds like it was your passion.
Yes, we have a beautiful relationship together.
Yeah. So now tell me a little bit. I know some of your background, but for our audience, tell us a little bit about how Nia Dynasty started or where your makeup career started.
So Nia Dynasty actually started in United States because I'm originally from Serbia. And over there, I was working mostly with my mom. She's a hairstylist, and she was, I would say, mostly pushing me to be a hairstylist, which I didn't like. So I found my passion in makeup, and I just started doing makeup, and I moved here 3 years ago, and I actually started doing makeup as a job, not as a hobby.
You two are clearly best friends at this point. Take us back a little bit and talk about maybe how you were introduced to each other, because it sounds like after maybe some break and life transitions, you both kind of were ready to start over with a clean slate here and, you know, really take it seriously. So what brought you together?
I think our path and my brand was built in like a year and a half ago. And then Katarina Maria was born. And then I saw Nia Dynasty on social media. And then we ended up actually finding out we have the same life, like a long break. Her break was different than mine, but basically two moms getting back to work with almost the same logo. Remember I told you, like, we have almost the same logo. Who is she? And then we met. I reached out to her. I was the boyfriend. And then I remember I walked in her house, and after 5 minutes of talking, being busy, you had a shoot, I was like, I feel like we know each other.
Wow.
And then slowly those days, we talked so much that I'm like, we have the same life.
Yeah.
The same background, even if it's a little different, and then exactly in the same position. Coming back with a new branding and a new name and going to be actually, known in the wedding industry.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we have a beautiful relationship.
That's amazing. I'll let you answer this one. Did you both plan to enter the bridal market, especially the luxury bridal market, or kind of how did you start to develop that kind of brand image that you both do so well now and really collaborate on?
I would say that for me personally, I didn't have idea of entering the wedding industry at all. But when we start, I would say, collaborating together, then we start like pushing each other and going like into the wedding industry, because we saw that our work together makes something different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
It was like a fire.
Yeah.
it was like we saw like so many like reactions of like different people from the wedding industry. We were like, okay, this is something different,
Yeah.
We were known, so that's how we started building our names together.
Okay, that makes sense. And now, I've known you for some time now, a few years, 3 years. I just recently met you, but I've followed you both for a little while, and I think it really clicked for me when I saw this video, and I just see both of your faces on a billboard in Times Square. So, can someone tell me how that happened?
Well, I don't know.
I do know. I was there, and I would say I was in the right moment with the right person, just talking about us, because we had the masterclass coming up. And it took me a little while. I couldn't even eat. We actually had dinner that day, and I was like, it has to happen. And it happened.
If
And
that's
so
all I
funny.
said to her, I need you to be on the phone because you're, maybe your baby's sleeping, maybe you're putting him to nap. I just need you to be on the phone. My husband is gonna FaceTime you because I was too busy to look. And then she was like, okay, and she just saw it. She just saw it
I
happening.
just got a call on WhatsApp from her husband.
it was a surprise.
For her, yes.
She was like, you just have to look. And then in one moment, I just saw us. I'm like, is this AI? What is this? Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? You're just
Yeah.
like, and then she's like, no, this is real. I'm like, oh my God, I start crying. Like, literally. It was just like, it's just like a shock. At first, it's a shock because you don't believe that you are there. But
Was that maybe an aha moment or something that clicked for you guys? Like, wow, this is
I think
really special what we're
that
doing.
make us see that we can do more than we actually can think we can.
Mm-hmm.
And we always said we want to be worldwide. We want to be destination. We want to travel. We want to be known for who we are. And that's why you saw our face there, not the work. I'm like, this is us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's going to just keep us going.
So we've talked about a lot of these exciting moments and, where you are now, but talk to me a little bit about when you first began in the industry again in the last few years, and what did your client base look like versus what it is now? How did you start? Were you just doing, friends' makeup, friends' hair, or were you working at a salon? Kind of how did you start to build your clientele as, someone in this industry?
my only client was me, myself. I was doing my makeup like in the basement. I remember. Like almost 2 years ago, and recording a lot of reels, like doing a lot of photos, like start building social media.
Mm-hmm.
That was my start.
I remember that.
Yeah, I actually didn't have any friends here. I moved 3 years ago, so basically I was in the middle of nowhere, and actually I would say that I didn't believe that I'm gonna be where I am right now.
So for me, it was more like a return back because I took a long break. 2011, I moved in Chicago and I just started working in a salon, training people.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, 2007, I took a break that I had to just be home with the kids back then. Freelancing for 2 years, then had the kids, and I decided to just be a homestay mom.
Mm-hmm.
So 2024, I decided to be back to work in the bridal. So it was new but not new because I knew the field, I knew vendors, I knew what's going on. But even so, it was so new to me for like the first few months. You're lost in your own world. Like I know what's going on, but I don't know how to start. It was like a roller coaster that how do I pick, how do I start? But it only took me a few months. And I was lucky I met her. So actually everything became easy.
I have a feeling that we filled out like the empty, spots at each other's
Puzzle
field.
pieces.
Exactly, yeah. Because for me, I didn't know how the wedding industry works
Here.
Right.
Yes.
here. Yes.
That's kind of what I want to transition into because, you've told us a little bit how you've developed where you got to now, but what landed you in the bridal world? Were you aiming to work with brides and do bridal hair?
Yes.
Was this editorial? Was this for actual brides? Because you seem to do a mix of both now, right?
We love it. So back in the day, I was just bridal, just doing brides, clients. And then when I got back, I loved the editorial part. And I think working with Katarina made me more just doing that because it was a little different niche. I was like, let's kind of like...
Another layer.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Your services complement each other, obviously, and it's cool to see you guys as a package deal now.
Yeah.
If she's coming, I'm coming. If I'm coming, she's coming.
Well,
Correct.
clients like that. They see the difference.
Yeah.
When I have you both, it's a different result.
Well, you
It's
have
an absolutely different experience for them.
Right.
When they have both of us at the same time working, it's just they're like, wow,
you have a dynamic together. You complement each other, and I think that probably builds a lot of trust with your clients as well.
Correct.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it's the talent, it's the result, but it's the
Absolutely.
experience.
Yeah.
And they love that.
And I also think
They
that
love
some
that.
people, they don't understand how hard it is for makeup artists and hairstylists to work at the same time.
Absolutely.
That's something that I think people don't talk a lot about. Like when you have a huge wedding or something, and then sometimes if you have to work at the same time, she wants to go like clients had on another side. I want it here. It's just we are used to it right now.
Yeah.
We're not on each other's way, but it's really hard to to kind of match.
It's
and
almost
to work
like
at the same
some
time.
choreography. You have to figure out how you'll fit together. But do you work with mainly just brides, bride, maid of honor? You know, is
We
it or
offer
a full
different-
bridal party?
We offer different like luxury packages where we like have just the brides, like we are doing like second look, third look, fourth look for the brides, or we can also accommodate bridesmaids as well, mother of the bride. So we do offer
A whole bridal
a
party. We can do
whole
that.
package.
Yeah. Okay. So now that you guys have your groove working together, what really helped develop this kind of synergy and signature style that you guys have together? I guess what separates just doing somebody's hair and doing somebody's makeup, and how did you take it to that luxury level? And what does that mean to you?
Well, taking everything to like a luxury level, it's coming from actually communicating with the client. So it's the whole experience from the second she's reaching out and it's an inquiry there until the day of the event. It has to be a beautiful, perfect experience.
Experience is very important in our industry too,
Yes.
so completely
Yeah.
understand that.
And then the second you build the trust, it's everything. Everything. And they see the talent through that.
Do most people find you through social media?
Yes, but we also have a lot of referrals because we work with the great vendors and from actually even previous clients, brides.
That's great.
So we can have the old marketing coming back. At least
Yeah.
for us, it's happening.
Well, that's the goal, you know. Your work is speaking for itself, and they'll go do the talking for you. So it's going to
Yeah.
bring you guys high quality clients. Do you feel like you have to go through a vetting process with a client if you ever feel this person is, you know, a bridezilla or something? Like, have you ever felt like somebody's vision doesn't match with what you guys have created?
Oh, 100%. But, you know, that's luxury. You educate your client.
Sure.
Like, you will have a client coming to you not ever having a professional makeup done. But that's why you have us, to show you it can happen and enhance your own beauty.
Yeah.
Because we have clients, we don't have a look. We don't have just a signature look as a soft glam or I only do glam waves. We're there for you.
Yeah.
And we
you
see
wanna-
beauty in everything. So let's enhance your own beauty, and that's the best.
We talked a little bit about how each of you have your own unique strengths and how these complement each other in this entire bridal experience. But talk to me a little bit about maybe some challenges you faced and what helped build you stronger to get to where you are now.
Do you want to start?
I can. For me, I would say before I met Maria, I wouldn't call that a challenge. I would say more that was my mistake. I was trying to fit in.
Yes.
That was the worst mistake I ever did. It didn't last for long, thank God.
You
But
learn from it.
I learned from that, but I was so trying to fit in because people were telling me, oh, you know, your style, whatever I do, that's not what people like here. It's too much. It's like this, it's like that. And okay, I was like, at one moment I was like, but maybe someone will like it. And then people were like telling me that like so often that I started believing that no one will like what I do, so I must fit in and see what other people are doing. So I started doing that, and I didn't see any result. I saw something, but it was not what I was expecting. And at one point when we started working together, we started like somehow like matching each other like style, you know, and it showed up. Like I started doing what I like and what I think when I see the person. Okay, I see your features, I see what kind of makeup you should wear, and it kind of clicked. I don't know how to explain, but from the moment when I stopped thinking about to fit like into the whole thing, everything was good.
Yeah.
For me, that was the biggest, I would say the biggest thing in my makeup career right now.
Yeah. No, that's really special. I think it's really cool when you get to this point where all of a sudden something just clicks, and it's usually when you're trusting your own gut and your own intuition. So
Absolutely.
that's amazing, and it led you here.
Yes.
So what are your challenges?
Well, I didn't face that, or maybe in a different direction, because I was deciding for 1 year, do I go back on doing what I really love to do, or actually going back to college, which I was like, at this point with 3 kids, do I want to, it's a lot. Realistically, can I do that? Can I keep that going? But people can put you down, like she said. Like the second you're like, oh, you're just doing hair. Or you're just doing hair. I'm like, okay, so I just don't want to be just doing hair. I want to grow. I want to do something else.
Yeah.
And then I had to choose. I was in law school before. Do I go back to that, which is a huge, and then I had my husband who said, you decide that. But then he was the one down the earth. Can you do it? Because you want to be a whole full-time homestay mom also. And I was like, okay, so let's just try. And then I was lucky to have a vendor friend, Anna, who said, of course you can do it. And people need you. Like, Chicago needs you. I do weddings. I'm a photographer. I have the top weddings, and you should try. And I just, okay, let's plan a shoot and let's do it. The challenge in the beginning for me was dealing with everything, contracts, clients, planning shoots, trying to show the work. But again, it didn't last long because I met her.
Yeah.
And
Social
then
media.
Social media, yeah, that's my challenge. But the second we kind of start collabing, and that 3 months, I would say, of doing a lot of content and trying to let clients knowing us and showing what we do, it was done. And then it was just a little bit hard to balance the mom life. And we're both in the same boat.
Yeah.
It's not like she can do more, I can do less, or the opposite, because we're both in the same boat. She had the baby, I had kids home, and then she got pregnant again. But we did it, we face it.
Yeah.
And then the second you find balance, and maybe because we love what we do, it's not hard. Of course, you have days that you barely sleep, but it just gets back to you and you're happy.
Oh, I love that. Tell me a little bit about at what point in this journey with either of you did you decide as a duo? Were you doing this individually, master classes and coaching people how to achieve these looks? Or are you teaching other emerging artists in the industry who kind of want to break into the bridal market? Or where did you land on this is a time to teach, I want to bring this to other people?
I was teaching people in Europe when I lived there. But when I started working as a makeup artist here, I actually had maybe 2 or 3 clients, and I organized my masterclass. That was the thing that I wanted to show people my work. It was nothing that I was planning to make like a enormous like amount of money or something. I was just trying to like get to people to see how I work and to see my style.
Okay.
And then we start like having master classes together. Maria have her own like group classes. I have my own group classes, and that's how we started.
Okay. And is it mainly just other people in the industry or people who maybe want to learn how to do it for themselves?
We do both.
Both. Okay.
We do both.
So tell me a little bit about, I know you were speaking on how you landed in this position because you started doing what felt right to you, but in terms of your styles, you being from Romania, you're from Serbia, I think that there's so much alignment all over the world with beauty and, what people want to do. But did your backgrounds influence your style and how you like to work at all? Or how did you develop your
100%.
styles? Yeah? Where did your inspiration come from?
I think it's, like you said, yes, it helps a lot, the background. It helps a lot us being picky clients.
Yeah.
That's the best. When you're a picky client and when you expect a lot and you love beauty so much, you can deliver it without any effort.
That's true.
So, like you said, sometimes you have a client that's a Godzilla, and we deal with it. Because at the same time, I'm a client. I can be a difficult client. I'm not an easy client. But loving the beauty and loving to be there and look luxury, not just offer, it's easier to deliver good work.
Of course. I mean, one thing somebody said when we first opened this business was you can't not look the part if you want to deliver that result. And, that doesn't mean I need to wear a full face of makeup every day, but if you're not showing what you're expecting to deliver to people, they're not going to trust you. So
100%.
it definitely helps that you both yourselves love and breathe this.
Your image sells you.
Sure, absolutely.
You walk in,
You don't need to have like a full glam makeup and like glam waves every single day to present something. You have to be presentable and to kind of show yourself. That's
And it's how you speak and interact with your clients and that
Absolutely.
experience at the end of the day, I think.
100%.
Yeah. You talk about your experience. We love to deliver an amazing experience here too, but what do you think sets you apart in terms of your experience when you treat your clients?
I think the balance as well, because we have a good balance talking about trends. Yes, we follow them, we believe in it, but we always try to have the element and make it yours.
Sure.
I don't feel like we copy,
Yeah.
because it's not us. And even if a client comes with a picture, which doesn't happen to us much, they're like, I trust you, that's why I have you. And that's what we want.
That's what we like the most.
That's what we love. Like the second you talk to a client and they have you, even if, for example, I had the client having a really bad experience before. So, you know, when you kind of lose the trust, like I go to you, I know you, but I don't know if I'm going to like it. 5 minutes after we start talking, that's it. You do you, and I'm going to like it. And that's what, especially when it's both of us, it's talk, it's a good, you know, consultation, but it's never like details, you know, corners. And it's just like the concept, why you like and why you don't like. And let's try to enhance it, and that's the result.
Sure. And I bet too, as your business has developed, clients probably just come to you and say, I'm a canvas, do what you think is right,
Correct.
which is really, really cool.
It happens a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we
Yes.
like.
And
Yeah.
then what sets us apart is clients are not coming to us for the look. They come to us for the experience and then the look.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the most beautiful thing.
All of our clients, or at least clients who wear makeup, you know, they want their makeup to sit as best as it can. So that sometimes influences how they look at their skin, and maybe that's why they're coming to treat their skin. But for our brides, we see people coming 6 months in advance, 12 months in advance, and a week before. But we always tell our brides that good skin and, you know, the result that you want, it doesn't start the morning of your wedding or the week of your wedding. It starts months and months in advance. So we like to coach brides what you need to be doing prior to that event date, and the time you want to give yourself to heal, or things that you should be avoiding that you may not know are a trigger for your skin. And especially with stress being a part of the mix too, I think that plays a huge part in your skin and even a big part in your hair. When you encounter a bride maybe who is experiencing issues with their skin or their hair even, are there things that you like to recommend to them, or is there a certain point when you say you should be seeking help with a professional or dermatologist, med spa, whatever? How does that look in your world?
So basically, from the moment when they book us, I would say that I prefer my brides to start doing treatments 6 to 12 months prior to the wedding. I did face some challenges with the brides where they go and do injections, like different harsh treatments on their face, like 2-3 days prior, 1 week prior. And they have to understand that that takes time. They have to do treatments like a lot prior to the wedding so they can have amazing skin. And on top of that, makeup is going to look amazing. If we start applying the most expensive stuff 2 days before the wedding, that's not going to help. So we have to stick to the routine for a longer period so our skin can actually take all the vitamins and look absolutely amazing.
And you know that. We had a bride who had the micro needling, and one time I think a BBL the week before. And I'm sure she was told not to put makeup on the face after that, right?
Yeah.
So they need to understand, they have to listen to their nurse, injector, esthetician,
Yeah.
and then to the makeup artist.
Well, that's the thing. I think, you know, we look at a lot of our treatments as, would you go to the gym and do sit-ups for 30 minutes and expect to have a six-pack?
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
know,
there is no
would
way.
you go to the dentist one time and expect not to brush your teeth at home? So that goes hand in hand with a lot of the treatments we do here. And, you know, we see brides come in a year in advance and they want to focus on maybe nutrition, weight loss, stress, things that have an outward effect on the body. You know, we did an episode on gut health and talked about the importance of what you're putting in your body. And I think it's really easy to, you know, derail all of these things when you feel like, oh my gosh, I have a wedding to plan, I have so much to prep, and you neglect some very important things that ultimately are going to have a good outcome on your skin, your hair, and just everything.
Everything looks better when you start like cleaning yourself inside out.
Yeah, totally. And so there are every bride's unique when they come through here first. You know, some come and they want to, like I said, focus on weight loss, and they maybe think, oh, I'm just gonna do semaglutide or Ozempic or some type of an injection and drop all this weight, but then they don't address maybe the shifts and changes in their skin and their body that they don't take it. Exactly. I think a lot of people think, okay, I'm going to do this to help that, but they don't understand it has a ripple effect in other areas. So we really try to empower our brides or grooms or whoever is, because we have grooms too.
We do too.
We do, yeah.
Some grooms come in and think, oh, I'm going to do a facial right before, and then don't tell us they're going to do a clean shaven look, and then we didn't really get to exfoliate that area, and they have razor burn and this and that. So I think it's just important to educate yourself at the end of the day. So if there's something that you want to address, it's better to come sooner than later. But I always tell brides too, if they really didn't understand or know what was available to them and they're just coming within the month of their wedding, there are little things you can do that, you know, won't cause any stress to the skin. And we've even had some brides who, I'm sure in your experience is probably good, that they're saying, you know what, maybe I'm not going to do this right before my wedding because I don't know how my skin's going to react, or I don't know how my body's going to react to this.
But you see, it's so amazing. We have you. Like, we have you guys. So if a client gets to you 6 months, not a year, in advance, it's so much time for you to get to know her skin and to tell her what can she do and she cannot.
Because typically, with most treatments you want to do, you want to wait 30 days in between each. So all of those new cells can turn over and you have a fresh, clean canvas for a new application of that product or that treatment. And so typically, even if you just have 3 months, you can do some work in that. Yeah, absolutely.
So but what's your favorite treatment you would offer to a bride? Like the last treatment after?
So
I love the thing that you have that is scanning the whole face.
Oh, yeah. So that is something that we incorporate into all of our consultations, but I think it bodes really, really well for brides because they can see it visually. So with the Visia skin analysis, we can basically see what's underneath the skin and maybe other stressors that they don't realize because you can't see it from the naked eye. So that helps guide us with all of our treatment plans, which is really great. But to answer your question, my favorite thing to recommend right before a wedding is the Diamond Glow Facial, which it's amazing. It sounds fun and glamorous and luxury and something a bride would want to treat themselves to. And it's customizable, which is really great. So I personally am very sensitive, but I think if we see their skin and we know what to recommend, we can tell them, you know, maybe don't do this 2 days before, maybe do it a week before and give your skin some time to heal and calm down and relax. But in a perfect world, a dermaplane to get rid of all that excess skin, peach fuzz, so you have a nice application for makeup. Diamond Glow on top of that to hydrate the skin, exfoliate, and just, again, improve that canvas. And then Clear Silk is an amazing laser that is kind of just like, they call it the lunchtime facial, and people do it a lot before events, but it's like a red light therapy almost, and it basically just targets redness in the skin to really calm down and give you a nice even complexion. Because I think that probably plays a big part in your work too, you know, a lot of inflammation or broken capillaries or heavy redness and sweat and all these things that people don't know how to control with their skin.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, you know, it's not just you're doing your makeup for a photo. You have an entire day. Maybe sometimes you can't be there all day to fix their makeup, or maybe you can't be there to fix their hair all day. But we talked some about skin. Tell me a little bit about, do you ever experience brides who they come to you far enough in advance to where we can have some intervention with maybe support some hair growth with PRP or some strategic vitamins, or figure out maybe what stressors are involved? Do you experience brides and grooms with thinning hair?
More the grooms. I feel like that's more a male problem than women. But like I said, like I always like to send them for consultation.
Sure.
And I know so much about it, and I'm so happy I got to be around. Like you said about the treatments, I love Diamond Glow. I love BBLs. I love derma planning. And yes, your makeup will stay better. Your face will be more flawless with that and then the makeup. Yes, like to answer your question, and sometimes it was a little too late. But we still helped.
Sure.
You know, we have scalp problems lately, like a lot of psoriasis. And that's something I can do nothing about it. That's beyond my
But
expertise.
I think too that even if it's too late per se, that just goes back to your experience. You know, you want to make your bride still feel confident, and
Yes.
there's so many ways that without masking something, I think your language and the way that you help support them plays a very big part too. And
Well,
the
it's,
look,
you know, we have to be realistic. You're not going to see the
Absolutely.
results for your wedding next month, but you have to start
This is what we can do
Yes,
now. Yeah, yeah. There's always something.
all the time.
Tell me a little bit about what is next for the two of you. What's on the horizon? Anything exciting coming up?
We want to expand. We want to grow. We have a beautiful plan. We won't talk much about it, but it's going to be beautiful. We want to train people to work like us. We want to have those clients that we want for sure. Yes, you're going to have the same experience, the same quality of work from the people we train.
Sure.
We want to try to educate artists, not on the look and the makeup or hair, but actually how to get to the clients wear. Because we're all the time asked, how are you getting there? How do you get these clients? And I was like, it's because of the brand we build,
Sure.
but we can also help you
Yeah.
get there.
But there is also no like specific answer to that question, because we were doing so many things at the same time to build our names. Like, this is not something that just popped out
Sure.
from nowhere. We were building that. Like, I remember nights where Maria and I were like talking over the phone, like kids are sleeping, and we are like, what should we do next? Like, this is not where we should stop.
Yeah.
And we always have like next goal. Like, we have actually so many goals that we are
We want to
talking-
reach them all.
yeah, and then we're like, oh, we forgot about that, but we want to reach absolutely like every single goal that we were thinking about.
Yeah.
And of course, try to balance the mom life as well.
Absolutely.
Because it's something like we don't pick. We want to be all in both fields. You know, like we can leave the kids on the side for 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
So, but it's getting.
But I think that's really special and a amazing testament to moms.
And I think that's what pushes us so much.
Yeah.
Because we are trying to build our careers and at the same time to be good moms
Present.
and present in the life of our kids. Not
Yeah.
just like, you know, building our career and our kids are on the side.
Yeah.
Or opposite.
I
That's what
realize
like to do.
we're a full-time moms with a full-time job. So,
Everything
and
is
it's
full.
possible. You know, that's just like, you know, we can show people you can do it.
Absolutely.
It's so many moms out there, like women, like they struggle with so much. It's not like we didn't. Like, it would be a lie to say,
We
like, oh my
do.
gosh, it's so beautiful. I sleep 10 hours a night. It's not, which is fine. I'm not a person who loves sleep.
Sure.
So that's my luck. I don't need to sleep much.
But that's normal. That's life. But you just have to kind of balance and to see like how to organize yourself and see how everything works. Sometimes like things doesn't work how we planned,
Of course.
but we make them work
Yeah.
another way. So
It's like stay positive and have the mindset. If you have the mindset, it's there.
Yeah, I think you have a very clear vision of what you want to do, and you are in alignment with each other, and it just seems like as long as that is not changing, and at the end of the day you see the big picture together, then
Exactly, yeah.
it will happen.
Yeah,
It
that's
will
the
happen
good word.
because you believe in it.
We
Yes.
do, and doesn't
Yeah.
matter what happened, you know, down the road. Sometimes it gets a little narrow, but we see the lights.
Yeah.
And then, whoop, it's big again.
Mindset.
That's
and
yeah,
it's the thing
that's
that we actually push each other. Like if one is kind of like having struggle or whatever, another one is pushing more. So we kind of, you know, fill out that.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, we're the best couple.
How are your husbands doing?
They're good. They're supportive.
They're
We don't
so
count
supportive.
on people, but we count on them.
And that's the most important thing, to have someone who truly believes in you and who doesn't like, you know, push
Yeah.
you down, who actually lifts you up every single day.
Absolutely. So we're actually going to wrap it up today. Thank you so much, ladies. This was really amazing talking with you both.
Thank you.
I've seen you from afar, and it's been so amazing to see your growth. And, you know, even though I've only seen your work for a shorter time, it's so cool to see you guys working together, and it's just amazing. And I hope that we can do more together in the future.
We can't wait.
Yeah.
We need you. Our brides need you. We all need the One Spa Chicago.
Amazing.
We do.
And thank you.
Thank you.
But we're going to wrap it up because our fourth non-visible podcast guest in her belly is about ready to come out. So
just anytime.
thank you so much for listening again today, and everybody should go give them a follow. We will put their information below, Nia Dynasty and Katarina Maria on Instagram. So if you have any bridal needs, hair, makeup, anything, these are your go-to ladies, and we will point you in their direction. So thank you so much for listening to the One Spa Chicago podcast, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.